Job search. That's why we're LA's very own. The Emmy for Best Evening Newscast. KTLA 5 News at 10.
Now at noon, dozens of South LA residents have yet to return home nearly 3 months after an explosive, miscalculated fireworks detonation. Thank you for joining us for the KTLA 5 News at noon. I'm Glenn Walker.
And I'm Lou Parker. Even the city is acknowledging that the process has been slow going.
Residents are speaking out about the delay. KTLA 5's Lauren Lister live now in South LA with more. Lauren?
Glenn and Lou, on the street where the explosion was set off as a result of a bomb squad mistake, you can see homes boarded up and signs like this. This does not happen in rich areas, one charges. Another says, no, not repaired. Now, this is an area where residents have been displaced. Some of these homes are unlivable, and the city now saying that 26 of about 200 related claims submitted to the city have been paid out on this. This was at the police commission yesterday where officials acknowledged this. The city said they're also trying to finalize payment on 25 more claims and have required more information from 128 other claimants. No monetary value of the claims was provided. Meantime, nearly 90 people remain displaced from their homes. One of them is Maria Velasquez. She told me, along with her parents and sister, they are waiting for claims to be paid. Their family home of 3 units, she says, was badly damaged by the blast, and she says help is taking too long.
They need to get their act together and hurry up and give us back our home. Like, just give us back our home. I mean, it took seconds for them to destroy our house, you know? It took seconds. They say, and like you see it everywhere, you break, you pay. So come on.
All of this comes following a report by the U.S. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives that was made public by the LAPD, finding the June 30th explosion occurred after members of the LAPD bomb squad very badly miscalculated the firepower of a cache of illegal fireworks, which were seized from a home in the 700 block of East 27th Street. Now, the city has been putting Maria and her family up at the Level Hotel downtown. She says it's nice, but she just wants to be home. Officials say the city is paying for 29 rooms. LA Times reports, according to contracts they reviewed, hundreds of thousands of dollars have been set aside to pay for the rooms at the Level Hotel, but city officials have declined to provide total costs or invoices, saying that payment is not yet final. Now, the LA City Councilman who represents the area of the explosion speaking to KTLA this morning about the delays.
We know that sometimes these activities would not have even occurred in other neighborhoods, and so we're sensitive to that. We certainly want to get to the bottom of what happened and who was responsible. And as that discussion continues, in the meantime, there's an immediate need to assist families get back to being normal again. And so we're working hard to do that.
Back out here live, this is the home where Maria and her family have lived for decades, and you can see the signs outside that say that no repairs have been made. She says that the foundation was even moved, and so the repairs are going to be significant. Coming back over to where I am, Curran Price, who we just heard from, he introduced a motion that the LA City Council voted on yesterday to identify $5 million in funds to help those in this South LA neighborhood. That's the latest live here. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Lauren Lister, thank you for that. A new development in the search for a hit-and-run driver who ran over a woman in downtown Los Angeles earlier this year.
It happened back in February, but the suspect was just identified. KTLA's Lynette Romero joining us live from downtown LA with more on this story.
Good afternoon to you both. We did talk with an eyewitness as well today. He says that he saw the suspect steal a vehicle and then jump into that vehicle, run a red light, and then hit the pedestrian. He said he saw this whole thing happen, and he really thought that she might die. He saw her fly up into the air. It was a terrible scene. Let me show you exactly what happened. Let me set the scene for you. This did happen back in February. It was February 20th. It was about 8:30 at night in downtown Los Angeles. Police say the suspect stole that vehicle near North 7th and Figueroa. He was trying to get away. The 34-year-old victim, she was taking an evening walk to CVS. She was crossing the street when in an instant her life changed forever. For the first time, she has come forward to talk about what happened. She talked with us. Now, she's still recovering from a shattered pelvis, a shattered arm, and multiple facial injuries.
The last scene I remember, it was some flashlight. I even don't remember that it was a car. I don't know where it comes, just out of nowhere, just last second, like flashlight. And then the next scene, I wake up in the emergency room.
He took off, ran the red light, hit the lady that was crossing the street, and she flew up in the air, hit the ground, and we all ran to go see how she was. She wasn't even talking. She was just moaning, hurting.
Now, police are looking for this man, 30-year-old Tejan Wright Freeman. They say he's homeless, a registered sex offender with a felony record. He is currently on probation. They're asking anyone with any information about him to call the LAPD. They consider him armed and dangerous. Boda told me she's still suffering from anxiety and nerve pain. Coming back out here live, she says she is still having a hard time sleeping. She has nightmares. She has to take medication. She lost her job as a caretaker, but right now she says she's really trying to focus on her recovery, and she's also focused on hoping that there is justice and they will find the person who she says really left her to die in the middle of the street. Reporting from downtown Los Angeles, I'm Lynette Romero. I'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Lynette. Well, Southern California is struggling to cut back on its water supply.
And this follows Governor Newsom's request to limit water consumption across our state. KTLA's Mark Mester covering this story from downtown Los Angeles. Hi, Mark.
Glenn and Lou, good afternoon. The two of you from outside of DWP, where it's essentially both good news and bad news, according to a water official that we spoke with this morning. That water official, as you're about to hear, very encouraged by the water usage here in LA and also in Southern California. But the bad news is some of those voluntary water usage restrictions that are in place, he thinks they could turn mandatory. California